YouTube. Welcome to my review of Dark Horrors by Brandon Massey. Now, I have to establish something for this review. Guess what I did for you guys? I became a vampire for this review. So, yeah, I'm just going to, it's an exact same way it was for the vampire book, so I'm just going to establish a few things about this vampire form that will probably disappear by the review somehow. Okay. So, I can go out in daylight. There's kind of a snowstorm outside, so I won't now. I just have to wear dark clothes that covers my entire body. Sound good? I can drink from pasta packs instead of hunting for humans. I can turn you into a vampire if I want to, but I won't. There are two types of vampires I could turn you into. I could turn you into a pure blood, normal, high function vampire like me, or I could turn you violent, which basically means you will have none of the cool vampire powers like super strength, super speed, the ability to control dogs, the ability to mind control people, or read minds. Or turn a raven like Lisa did in the book. You'll have none of those abilities. You're just gonna be a mindless killing machine. But don't worry, I won't turn you into that. I'm not a monster like Diallo. We'll talk about him. He gives us vampires a bad name, and I'm kind of angry at him for it. Okay, so the plot of this book is David Hunter, the main character, travels to Mason Corner, also called Dark Corner, to find out more about the absentee father he never really got to know after his death. And he stumbles upon a destiny passed down by his ancestor William to destroy vampires that rise. So yeah, he stumbled into that. But before Diallo comes to full strength is awakened and all hell breaks loose, he finds out that his dad may actually be alive and may fake his death somehow. I'm not going to tell you how the whole conclusion with his dad worked out, if the guy was alive or dead, but needless to say, that keeps him occupied, looking into family history, trying to find out about the father he never knew, keeping him occupied until people start disappearing from the town because Diallo kind of demanded that his son hunt down fresh kills so he can survive on human flesh straight from the prey. I'll talk about that a bit more in character because that's important to Kyle's character. They did that. So yeah. So basically, a guy moves to the town his dad lived in to try and find out, ends up coming to face with a whole ton of vampires and has to kill the main one himself because of a family legacy. Life sucks for some people, doesn't it? Understatement of the century. That's like saying serial killers are kind of mean. Okay. Well, yeah. Time to go to characters. First, I would like to start with David Hunter. He's a nice, loyal guy and took on the duty because he knew he had to. He was a respectful protagonist, and you really felt sorry for him when he was not sorry, but he was engaged protagonist with trying to find out about his father, his relationship with Nia, him pull himself together to help lead the crusade against the vampires that were going to literally turn the town painted red. Yeah. So yeah, he's a good main character. Next is his girlfriend Nia. She's a loyal, nice girlfriend. She sticks by his side through thick and thin throughout this entire vampire fiasco, never once leaving his side. She was once stalked, and Stalker does kind of track her down, but after she comes face to face with a vampire, she kills him after a second time of bumping into him. Because it's like, oh, you think you're scary now? You think you're big and bad? I have to face against little bloodsuckers. Try me. The guy deserved it. I wish I could have sucked his blood. Like, I know I can't go down that path because it seems to be a slippery slope in the book, but I'll let you Leisha a bunch of stories. Anyway, speaking of which, Leisha is is Kyle's mother. Kyle is a vampire who awakens his vampire father and starts the chaos. She's really cold-hearted to me, like really cold, very practical, like very calculating. Like she's not really warm vampire and just she might be a low-key sociopath, but she does not help, but she isn't a bad guy. That Kyle goes to Kyle and his father. Kyle started out as a civilized vampire looking for some excitement in his life because his mother kept him sheltered, and gets corrupted by his bloodthirsty father into becoming a killing machine bent on dominating the human race. Diallo, according to the book, was once part of the slave trade, and after the loss of his wife, became vengeful against humans for what the human race did to them. Because he was once a warrior prince, and to be brought down to a slave wasn't a very pleasant experience from him, so he wants revenge on everyone for it, regardless if they're black or white, because he's mad that black people submitting to slavery in the first place. And before you ask, most of the characters in this book are black. It's not just a bad guy, okay? The main hero is black, Nia's black, and the characters I talk about next are black. Most of the characters are black. This was a predominantly black town, okay? Okay. Glad it got away because there's something that I talk about saying that later. Okay, so now to talk about Jackson Jahil. Jackson and Jahil are father and son. Jackson's a police chief and takes his job very seriously and kind of struggles to reconnect with his son after the death of his wife. Jahil goes down rebellious path and just starts being lazy, kind of faking out jobs, smoking weed with his buddies, and just overall going down the wrong path. And the poor Jackson doesn't know a thing about how to handle his child in this. It's like, you gotta feel sorry for the guy. He's trying his best and doesn't know what to do without driving a further wedge between in the race strained relationship. They get better over the book, which, yeah. A few other characters are Andre Jr. Jr.'s like a hardworking but slow guy. He and his cousin Andre unknowingly help release the evil because Kyle hires them to bury into a cave and to help find his father. They don't know what they were digging for. Kyle's assistant just shoved $350 in their face and said, "Yours if you dig for me." So yeah, those poor guys didn't know what they were getting into. And yeah, time to talk about the action. It was bloody, brutal. People had throats ripped out. People were stabbed. People were torn to pieces by demonic dogs that the Diallo controlled. It was awesome! You know, unless you're actually lived through it, then it's near traumatizing. But yeah. Now that Blue know is, remember I said how most of the characters are black? The N-word is dropped multiple times. Mostly by the younger characters, but sometimes by older ones. Like, I can't, like, there were multiple times where the N-word was dropped. I was like, nope, 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 nope. Not reading that. I'm never going to say that word ever. And if I ever hear one of my kids say, I swear I'm going to wash their mouth out with soap. I mean it. Okay, and there's also a lot of swearing in addition to the racial slur, so a lot of swearing, but at appropriate moments. Like Jackson's roar at one point when he found out that his son may have witnessed a vampire kidnap someone. Like you said, and you're adults, right? Oh shit. You know, actually it's just shit, but whatever. So yeah. A lot of swearing and yeah. And it's a good horror story, especially when people start to disappear thanks to vampires when Cal is like bringing food to his father. It's like, it was just tense. And the action was great and just, I loved this story. I couldn't really get a disturbable theme from the book. It was just an awesome, scary horror novel full of blood, swearing, and psychological elements. Like I said, vampires could turn others in the book, and if you were turned into a lower class vampire, I'm gonna call them, then basically you don't lose your full self because they are still called their loved ones by nicknames when they went after them. Uh, one the main one character. Oh, I forgot to mention one character. Dr. Franklin Burnett, he was a nice guy. He helped out the main characters. Pardon my mistake. Anyway, some characters, like, they retained some of their mannerisms while they were a vampire, but they're just bloodthirsty monsters then and had to be destroyed. One vampire had to be destroyed by a guy who actually loved her. He loved her and he had to destroy the love of his life without ever telling her he loved her as a human. She was human, and it was just, there's a lot of psychological elements there where people had to destroy their loved ones because they were turned into vampires. So, like I said, not for the faint of heart. In addition to the racial slurs, the swearing, the blood, there's that psychological element which makes it more juicy and raw and real. So, yeah, if you can't handle any of this stuff I'm describing, do not read this book then. I'm not going to tell you who dies. This book is not shy about killing off characters, I'll tell you that. Although I will tell you this one idiot decided to a party during a vampire invasion ended up killing herself and multiple people because, of course, it did. So, yeah. Yeah, this was a wonderful book. I loved it. And the ending was, I liked the ending too. And it's just, I love this book. I highly recommend it. The story was as juicy as blood is juicy to me now. How about to get another blood bag after this video? So, yeah. I recommend this book if you can handle all the stuff I mentioned above. If the story sounds intriguing to you, then read Dark Corners. And I think Brandon Massey did more books too. So, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this review. I'm going to join my last seconds as a vampire and say bye!